Shalom, shalom, shalom. This brother Kwamala coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit. Before I get into this lesson, I love to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, teaching real well. Kazak shalom to the brothers that's tuning in, listening, learning, trying to get themselves sealed. All right. In this lesson, is going into the Roe versus Wade. You know, they had a whole thing about the abortion to where it's now about to become illegal to have an abortion. You know, the whole world is upset. These women is upset. You know, this whole country is like a feminist. They worship women here. You know, but I'm about to let this video play. A real quick short video.
The court's ruling is reverberating far beyond the country's borders. CBS's Ian Lee is in our London bureau with the international reaction. Ian.
Adriana, the court's ruling made the front pages despite the UK's own current political turmoil, underscoring the significance of the decision. When the Supreme Court struck down Roe versus Wade, the whole world was watching and reacted. In Paris, several dozen protesters took to the streets in solidarity. French President Emmanuel Macron tweeted, "Abortion is a fundamental right for all women. It must be protected." Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also took to social media saying, "The news coming out of the United States is horrific. No government, politician, or man should tell a woman what she can and cannot do with her body." British Prime Minister Boris Johnson also condemned the decision.
Clearly, it has massive impacts on people's thinking around the world. It's a very important decision. I've got to tell you, I think it's a big step backwards.
The overturning of Roe comes as many countries have eased restrictions on abortions in recent years, including overwhelmingly Catholic Ireland, Mexico, and Colombia. But the Vatican praised yesterday's decision, saying, "By choosing life, our responsibility for the future of humanity is at stake." According to the Center for Reproductive Rights, the United States now joins just 2 other countries who have restricted abortion in the 21st century. Compare that to roughly 50 countries over the past decades who've made getting an abortion easier for women. Adriana?
Ian Lee, thanks.
All right. Now, the whole abortion thing, you know, it started with Margaret Sanger, which is a woman who was against, you know, black men and women, Israelite men and women having kids, you know, because we multiply faster, you know, we progress faster, you know, and ultimately if we keep doing that, you know, we'll become the minority. I mean, the most populated, you know, in this country. All right, so to keep that down, you know, they came up with abortions, you know, to keep our birth rates down, you know, and ultimately that's children's sacrifice right there, you know. What these people do, you know, they take the fetuses and put them in the jump shots, you know. They do all the what is it called, vitachrome, if I'm saying that right. You know, they take the blood, they drink the blood, they scare the kids and drink the blood, you know. It's all child sacrifice, you know. Scriptures say life is in the blood. You know, they do that so they can make themselves seem younger. You know, that's where that whole vampire shit come from, you know. And also, you know, right when the Pope, you know, hopped in, he said it was for let me see what he said. Slaki.
2 other countries who have restricted abortion in the 21st century. Compare that to roughly 50 countries over the past decades who've made getting an abortion easier for women. Adriana? By choosing life, our responsibility for the future of humanity is at stake.
Right, and
according to the center,
it's the future of their humanity, all right? Because their numbers is dwindling. You know, you got white women that's not even having kids until they're 30. They want to have a successful career because that whole Me Too movement, you know. They wait until they get older to have kids, which once they get older, they fertility levels is super low. So it's hard for them to have kids. And if they do have kids, it's 1 or 2 compared to we have 7, 8, you know. But all this is, you know, Esau's agenda, you know. But Salaki. All right, this is Jeremiah. I'm going to get Esau out the way. This is Jeremiah 49:10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places." All right, how has he done that? I mean, how have the Lord done that? By revealing what the plans is that Esau is doing to his servants, and the servants going out and warning the people what this man is doing, his new world order, his agenda, It says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. All right, his secrets is gonna be shown. All right, it says his seed is spoiled. All right, and that's what I was just talking about. Birth rates is low, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. All right, he's slowly becoming the less populated people in this world. What he already is, it's more as they say, people of color than it is of unmelanated, which is these Edomites. All right, it says Jeremiah 49:11. It says, "Leave thy fatherless children; I will preserve them alive. Let their widows trust in me." All right, the women soon gonna be trusting in a man in the Lord. Especially when the times come. This is Job 27:13. It says, and they already doing that now too. They already flocking to Jake, Israelite man, but they're gonna do it even more. In that time. All right. But this is Job 27:13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Salakia. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. This is what they're going to get. It says, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. So even if they do start to get their birth rates up by stopping this whole abortion thing, this whole eugenics thing, their children is for the sword. All right. It says, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. All right. This is verse 15. It says, those that remain of him shall be buried in death. All right. And his widows shall not, because they're going to be trusting in us, and they already is, like I said. All right. But this is about to jump into, these Israelite women, that's passing their kids through the fire, sacrificing their kids. This is Jeremiah 7:18. It says the children gather wood. All right. Because like I said, this is a whole, women worship society. They make songs about it. They promote it everywhere. The woman makes more than the man nowadays. The woman has more rights in the household, if not the whole household, But this is Jeremiah 7:18. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto their gods, that they may provoke me to anger. All right, and going down to woman worship. All right, what the fuck is the Queen of Heaven? All right, throughout a lot of times, our people have just sacrificed unto gods or prayed to other gods or just made other idols, but this is a whole thing that the Lord set up. It's Yahweh, then Yahweh Shah, then the man, then the woman, then the children. All right. But this just goes to show they promote the same thing here. All right, like I said, I don't know if it was Beyonce. She made us one song, God is a Woman. What the fuck is that? This is Romans 3:18. It says, there is no fear of Yahweh before their eyes. All right, and it's not. That's why wickedness is just multiplied through here. Let me see. I think it's Ecclesiastes 8:11. It says, because sentence against an evil work, all right, the things that these people do constantly, all right, in the sight of the Lord, in the sight of the prophets, all right, it says, is not executed speedily, all right, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil, all right, because they're not getting judgment for what they do, it's laws against a lot of things that people do here, man. And killing, all right, the scriptures say in Deuteronomy 5 to verse 17, it says, thou shalt not kill. All right, when them babies hit a certain, not even that, as soon as that spark of life hit inside of a woman, that is life. All right, that spirit has entered into that tiny fetus, man. And once you kill it, man, that's you done seen it, man. And the wages of sin is death. All right. It says, there is no fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua before their eyes. All right. This is Psalms 81 and 11. It says, but my people will not hearken to my voice, the voice of the prophets, because that's how the Lord speak to the men and women, all right, of Israel, and to the nations, all right. It says, but the people will not hearken to my voice, and Israel will not, with none of me, have nothing to do with the Lord. Just like we was reading, that they'd rather pray to a woman god, all right, bake cakes to that god, all right, sacrifice and burn incense to that god, all right. It says, so I gave them up to their own hearts, their own minds, their own lusts, all right, so their lusts, and they walked in their own counsel. So the Lord let them do what they want to do, all right, because at the end of the day, they're going to get judged, all right. They're going to get put to death for what they do, all right. But this is Revelations 11 and 8. It says their dead bodies, and not talking about physically dead, which is spiritually dead, because if they were spiritually alive, had the breath in them, you know, they'd be walking accordingly, all right? It says, and it also goes into not knowing who they is, and these people don't know who they is. That's why they doing the things they do. All right, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which this is Babylon, a.k.a. America. It says, which is spiritually called Sodom, Moland, all right, and Egypt, all right, because a lot of things was happening during the time of Egypt, and when we left Egypt, you know, especially slavery, all right, there was even, the Pharaoh was was trying to sacrifice the kids, basically, get rid of the male kids, all right, but it says, where also our Lord was crucified, which means X'd out his image and all that, you know, who he was, who he came for, you know. But this is Exodus 1 and 15, all right. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shipporah, and the name of the other Puah. Verse 16, and he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, so when you basically go into this woman when she's about to have her kid, all right, and see them of the stools, if it be a son, then you shall kill him, all right, which is basically, you know, it's technically the same thing as abortion. You're getting rid of them, all right. It says, but if it be a daughter, then shall he live. All right, and they doing the same thing here, basically. You know, they got jump shots that'll make a man or child or a woman, you know, sterile. All right, which would ultimately what? Do away with Israel. Well, you can't. There's no enchantments against Jacob, the Lord said. You know, but we're gonna always multiply no matter what. You know, especially when we get oppressed. You know, we increase. All right. But it says, and he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stool, and it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then shall he live. All right, but like I said, this is all going down to, you know, where Margaret Sanger got her idea from, you know, because a lot of things Esau he took from, like, you know, the other nations. All right, but it says, but the midwives feared Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the man and children alive. All right, and the Lord is putting a spirit on these people to do away with that, man, because that's a wicked act to do, man. But this is Deuteronomy 28 and 56. All right, because now, before this Roe versus Wade thing happened, you know, women was able to just kill their kids all willy-nilly, you know. But it says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards her husband, for of her bosom, and toward her son. All right. So you got a lot of women out here that's hating men because they want multiple women, which is law. All right, which you can have that only if you can take care of them, but it's not going off if you have multiple women. All right, and then they say even towards her son. All right, which they look at their son and they look at them like they look at their father, and they be hating them too. All right, it says and towards her daughter. All right, which really goes into these women don't even, especially nowadays, don't even have the time to even want to even raise their kids or be with just one man. All right, it says and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet. All right, which is them abortions, man. It says, for she shall eat them for one of all things, secretly in sage and straightness, wherein thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. All right. This is Leviticus 18-21. You know, I gotta go to this is Leviticus 18-21, because like I said, all this is going into abortions. The idea of it, you know, how the spirit of it just came back in this place. You know, they probably was doing the same thing in Rome. All right, but it says, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. All right, once you have an abortion and you giving your kids up to these wicked ass people, you know, not knowing what they really want to do or why they really doing it, you sacrificing your kid, you sacrificing a possible life that's supposed to come out here and serve the Lord, you know, because that's what we was created for, you know, to praise Him. All right, it says, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Lord, Yahbashim Yahushua. When you do that, and as our people also always did, you know, profaned His name, and that's why the scriptures say the Lord exalted. The Lord alone will be exalted in that day. You know, He said He do this for His holy name's sake. All right, so we out here to really cleanse the Lord's name. All right, putting getting ready, putting forth his power, showing forth His power when He come back. You know, we getting all that started. All right. It says Exodus 23. I'm gonna go to the blue letter for Exodus 23-26. It's lucky. It says there shall nothing cast their young, nor be barrenness in thy land. Thy number of thy days I will fulfill. All right, when you go into the Strongs, all right, to cast away their young, it says to be bereaved, to make childless, miscarry. Are you supposed to do these things? It says to be bereaved, to make childless, to cause barrenness, show barrenness, or abortion. All right, and you ain't supposed to do these things. But you know, these women, and with this women's power movement and all this, they got big headed, you know, and did what they wanted to do. All right, they felt like the woman said, it's my body, you know, they choice. But really, the scriptures say that if the woman have a kid, you know, the kid is supposed to go with the man because it's his seed. All right. Matter of fact, when you get married to a man, you is his possession. So what are you talking about? You know. So I'm gonna go to Isaiah 29-16. It says, surely you're turning of things upside down. All right, and that's what this man did. All right, by giving women power. All right, that's something turning things upside down. All right, because that's out of order. Or by giving women the power to kill their kids, that's completely out of order. You know. It says, for shall the work say to him that made it, he made me not. And that's what these women do. I remember having a talk to my mom about stuff like this, you know, not really per se the abortion, but just like on how what she do and how what the Lord created her for and all that. Oh no, she like, oh no, this and that. I don't need no man, this and that. I'm like, the Lord is the man, all right? And our people always needed him, you know, since every time we even got in trouble, you know, and I told her, like, every time you even pray, you pray to him. But, you know, it just shows how wicked our people is, man. You can't just have to want the Lord when you're in trouble, you know. But it says, surely the turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say unto him that framed it, he have no understanding? You know, and these people, like I said, they don't even believe in a higher power. You know, some do. Scripture say, my people have a zeal of power, but not according to knowledge, and that's really what it is. All right, but for them to say that he have no understanding, you know, he created you and gave you understanding, or even to the littlest form, because you really don't have no understanding. And it says right here in Job, so Job 39:17, it says, because Yahweh have deprived her of wisdom. All right, that's why a man is supposed to lead over you. That's why the scriptures say the woman's sin, all right, and not Adam, because she's the weaker vessel. All right. She's not supposed to be making decisions, especially decisions on killing her damn child, you know. But it says, because Yahweh have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. All right, so you is the one that don't have no understanding, you know. That's why y'all make stupid ass choices. That's why y'all can't decide what y'all want to eat. You can't drive. You can't. What's that? Keep up with your cars. And all you gotta do is go to a service station. You think you're just supposed to just go, you know. But you know, but the Lord has set it up that way because we went off. All right. You know, the scriptures say a woman shall come past a man. All right. And he put somebody over us with no understanding. That's why we be pissed every day, you know. But all that's just about to change now. But this is about to close out. It's Jeremiah 44:16. As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because men is out here, you know, trying to, especially Jeremiah's time, you know, with Jeremiah, you know, he was out there giving them the word of the Lord, telling them what the Lord wanted them to do. And instead, they wanted to fall into their own lust, all right? Their own mind, their own heart. All right, it says, as for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we will not hearken unto thee. All right, and that's what these people doing now today, even to this time. All right. It says, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing that goeth forth out of our own mouth. All right, and that's what these people do. They gonna, like I said, they're gonna do what they want to do. All right, they gonna burn incense to the queen of heaven. All right, they gonna sacrifice. They still gonna do it, man. It's back alley ways to where you can still have an abortion, but you know, some women be drinking castor oil. Some people stick a hanger up in them. Some people fall down the steps, you know. You know, and then they even got, if they got the money, they'll just pop a plan B, you know. But it's all that's about to stop, man. But it's Jeremiah 44:17 about to close out. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth to burn incenses unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her. As we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For they have been plenty of victuals and were well and saw no evil. But Jeremiah goes on to tell them, like, you know, ever since you did that, you know, the Lord has been upon you, and not with good but for evil. All right. And that's what the Lord is about to come. The Lord is about to come. Well, let me see. roughly paraphrasing, say all the sinners of my people shall be put to death, man. Until next time, man, Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom and a Bible ball.